A Weight of Silence, a story about love, jealousy, and the quiet strength of a broken heart. Ariana grew up believing the world was gentle. Her earliest memories were filled with warmth, her mother humming in the kitchen, her father lifting her high into the air, laughter that echoed through their tiny home like sunlight. They didn't have much, but they had each other, and that was enough. Until the year her mother got sick. Ariana was only 15 when the hospital replaced the sound of her mother's voice. And when her mother slipped away, it felt as if someone had torn the sky in half. Her father changed after that, drinking too much, working too little, slipping further into a darkness Ariana didn't know how to reach. Their happy home slowly dissolved, one piece at a time, one silence at a time. But life doesn't wait for broken hearts to heal. So Ariana learned to survive by herself. At 19, she moved to the city with nothing but a suitcase and the memory of a happier childhood. She took any job she could find: cleaning, serving, carrying, delivering, anything that kept her afloat. Eventually, she was hired at Il Sole, a warm Italian-style restaurant owned by Lucas Moretti, a man many admired and some feared, not because he was cruel, but because he was quiet, observant, and carried sadness in his eyes that he never spoke about. To Ariana, he was simply her boss. To Lucas, she became something more than he expected. Her kindness was not loud, but it was steady. Her patience wasn't weakness, it was survival. And Lucas, who had built his restaurant after losing both his parents, recognized a familiar hurt behind her gentle smile. But he wasn't the only one who noticed her. Ethan, the restaurant's young driver, charming and talkative, fell for her quickly. He flirted, made jokes, carried heavy boxes before she even touched them, always trying to impress her. Ariana found it amusing, sweet even, but nothing more. Lucas, however, felt a sting every time he saw Ethan hovering near her. Jealousy wasn't something he was proud of, but it settled in him nevertheless. And then there was Mila, a senior waitress who simply didn't like Ariana from day one. Not hatred, just that cold, sharp dislike that hides behind fake smiles and whispered comments. She changed orders and blamed Ariana. She hid menus, rearranged her tables, spread rumors, and found little ways to humiliate her. Small cruelties, delivered daily. Ariana endured it all in silence. But everything changed the morning Ariana arrived early to prepare the dining hall. She was pushing a serving cart stacked with tablecloths, vases, and the morning delivery of flowers. The restaurant was quiet, sunlight barely touching the windows. She wheeled the cart toward the entrance when someone knocked on the glass door. She didn't look up. She assumed it was the flower courier who always came late. Without turning, she called out, "Why don't you knock properly? Just leave the flowers by the door next time." There was silence. Then a low voice replied, "It's not the courier." Ariana froze. Slowly she lifted her head and found Lucas standing on the other side of the door, holding a single bouquet of white lilies in his hands. Her face flushed with embarrassment as she hurried to unlock the door. I'm so sorry," she stuttered. "I thought you were—" "A delivery boy?" Lucas finished with a faint smile. "I suppose that means I need to rethink my presentation." For the first time, she heard him laugh, soft, careful, as if laughter were something he hadn't practiced in years. She took the flowers from his hands, confused. "For the tables?" she asked. "For you," he answered quietly. Her heart stopped. She didn't know what to say. But Mila, standing in the hallway, saw everything. And that was the moment her resentment grew into something sharper. That evening, the restaurant was unusually busy. Ariana was rushing between tables with her serving tray when Mila accidentally bumped her elbow. The glasses slipped. They shattered on the floor. Customers turned, startled. Mila's voice cut through the room, sharp and dramatic. "Ariana, you're so careless. This is the third time." It wasn't her fault. The room fell into silence. Lucas had stepped forward. His voice was calm, but the coldness in it made everyone freeze. "I saw what happened," he continued, "and I've seen enough." Customers nodded. Some whispered that they had noticed Mila pushing Ariana before. Even Ethan stepped in, realizing too late that Mila had been lying to him about Ariana for months. One by one, the truth unraveled like a ripped thread. Mila was dismissed that same night. Ariana stood trembling, unable to process the sudden wave of support from people she once thought barely saw her. Later, Lucas offered to drive her home. The ride was quiet, except for the rain tapping softly against the windshield. When they reached her building, he walked her to her door. She turned to thank him, but the words caught in her throat when she saw the look in his eyes. It wasn't desire. It wasn't pity. It was something deeper. Recognition. Two broken hearts recognizing each other in the dark. Weeks passed, then months, and their connection grew, slow, gentle, fearless. Ethan still lingered, still hoping, still looking at Ariana as if she might change her mind one day. Lucas noticed, jealousy returning like a ghost, but instead of letting it consume him, he chose trust. One evening, he asked Ariana the question that had been gnawing at him. "Do you feel something for him?" Ariana met his eyes with quiet sincerity. "I feel sympathy," she said. "But my heart is with the person who saw me when no one else did." Lucas exhaled, a long, relieved breath, and that was when he realized love had found him again, and he was ready for it. Time passed, healing did its quiet work, and soon Ariana became more than an employee. She became the gentle warmth Lucas had been missing all his life. Their love story was not loud or dramatic. It was soft, steady, built on small moments, flowers in the morning, shared dinners, quiet understanding, and hands that learned to trust again. Ariana finally found the home she had lost years before. And Lucas found the one person who reminded him that kindness is not weakness. It is strength born from pain. Their story, which began with sorrow, betrayal, jealousy, and silence, ended with something powerful, a love gentle enough to heal and strong enough to last.